So here we are with the Pro Tools session for Cloudburst. This is the original guitar assembly that we laid down. There are multiple passes and there are multiple mics for each of these passes. So what we did was we started with a initial guitar track that had, looks like three mics, and those three mics kind of followed us for all the different sections of the song. And we initially laid down this guide track, though, as I see here. The guide track is this one. It's this, it was just you singing and playing the song all the way through as a scratch, just so that we could follow along and I could make notes about the tempo changes and the different changes where there's free time, and ultimately use that to create a tempo map so that we could create the sections of the song in true form to what the guide track. So in other words, even though we wanted to stop and break apart each of these guitar pieces,
right,
we really wanted it to stay true to how you actually play the song live.
right.
So rather than just do it in space and cut it all together and paste it all together, we used a complete performance of you singing and playing the song and put markers there so that we could actually do free time in accordance with what feels right as you played it.
That's right. We learned from the song, so we took notes about this. It's like that thing of like we played the song and then we're learning from the song how to approach it appropriately.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that. And then it's like clearly from doing this, we're like, okay, well, it clearly starts at a specific tempo. What did we call this opening?
It started at 162. So why don't I just why don't I play just the guide track? I mean, it's a scratch track, so this is the very seed of the song as far as the recording process is concerned. And we've got this click track coming in at 162 beats per minute. 3, 4. So that's the beginning, and you can hear your voice faintly in there just to kind of give us a sense of where the verses begin and all that. And then we get to this next part of the song, which we called the convo.
The conversation.
Yeah. Conversation 1 is, it sort of breaks that time, and I think we kind of went to a free time, but the map doesn't show
We didn't
that.
actually go to a free time.
Oh, really?
I remember playing we play, it's in tempo, but I'm playing in a synchronized rhythm the whole time. And I remember as a guitar player, this was one of the hardest performances I have ever documented. It's the hardest guitar part for me to play in time, and I didn't practice playing it in time. Normally when I record a guitar song, I'll practice in a tempo for a while. I'll practice to a click track, and so I'll get it really in my fingers that way, but I couldn't do that with this song. Or I could have, but I didn't, because I was like waiting to see how this process was gonna go. And so, but I do remember like we ended up experimenting with the click in different ways to see if I could get a click that was still in the same tempo, but have extra energy to support me with these kind of offbeat moments. And we ended up just going with it, and after several takes was able to perform it to this steady tempo, but I was playing kind of like which isn't in like a like that part's easy. Like that's hard to play on guitar with hearing this one click in your ear and you're like literally playing the exact other notes.
Let's hear that. For some reason, I'm not understanding why we made you do that, but let's just see this. Let's just see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Now that's a new section, but yeah, okay, so you did that.
I did.
And it's to the click.
It's to the click, but it's
Your-
polyrhythmics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember now. Your muscle memory was saying something like take some liberties with some of the phrasing, and it gave you, in your mind, you had time to move. But once the click got in place, it was like, oh, we actually don't have time. The grid can really help you. I mean,
Yeah.
down the line, like you said, there's other musicians coming. There's other pieces that are important to have rhythmically sound.
Yeah, because we were gonna have Barry come play the line later, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and then Daniel on chorus, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and so like them both having the exact timing to get it to the guitar. That it was in the grid. And honestly, this part of the song is going. It's just it's gliding in one movement. And this is like a different section of this first movement of the song, but it's in the same timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we get to section 2, which is a lot like the intro of the song.
Yeah, it's just a higher placement on the guitar, but it's the same 1, 3, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like playing on everything. It's fun to hear this old vocal, all gentle. Then what happens here?
Oh, I had to stop there. But, I'm just, what I want to say is that with the tempo in place there and with that really rhythmic part, I really want to give you props for how your melody just sort of lilts in between. Like the phrasing is so cool there. It's like you had the chance to have that liberty because your right hand and your left hand, but the right hand was able to continue that rhythm going. And when we locked it in with the grid and, you locked up with it, it created a bed. The foundation was really strong. And I think that's key for something like that, because if things start to get loosey-goosey on rhythm, that rolls downhill really quickly when you start adding other players and they all get a sense of where the one is, So I applaud you for being able to stay true to that and sing that. I mean, that's really cool.
Thank you.
It is, it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we were just about ready to have a little cloudburst, so I'm
This
just
is
gonna...
the cloudburst bangy bang, and so it ching chinga cha chinga cha chinga chinga cha chinga cha chinga. We're still on this 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 kind of energy, but now we're strumming real hard. And so I think when we did this live, we probably did we play them as separate sections, or did I I rolled right into it? I think I probably just hit it. I punched this.
I could see that we're on the same tracks here, but we punched it, so there's probably a level change I had to do to compensate for the finger picking versus the strumming. But we kept that on the same track. I think some of this also, the conversation guitar and some of the other ones, the rain guitar, I think we actually changed miking or maybe even changed the guitar.
I think we changed the guitar because Bill said it's 2 songs. So obviously we're like,
Might as well
why
play it on
might
2
as well play
guitars.
2 guitars.
No. I don't know if it was this song that we did that, but we have.
It was this song.
We haven't had opportunities just to change the whole voice of the guitar to suit, and sometimes in the past you've done like nylon string and then steel string.
Yeah.
So whatever the character is for that section, we just used our probably similar mic arrangement, but just used a different guitar.
Nice.
Let's see how that works when we get to the strumming here. Maybe we even switch for the strumming. Let's see.
So talk about that. Because we did I did like and we like cut real quick, and then we did this whole other little because that's like this other awkward off time part that's not on the 4 exactly, but it's to the click. So da na 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 na, and like had to come in on the 1. So I had to perform that separate from this like chinky chinky chink moment to like get right there. If I was like a superbly excellent guitar player, I might have been able to like ride all the way through, but we're trying to get the like feel. And this is a song that's harder for me to play well than it is to play in sections. It's just one of those, like, I composed a piece of music that I can kind of play all the way through, but I can like to get little sections of it. It's like, okay, there we go.
She is an excellent guitar player. You don't write stuff like this unless you're an excellent guitar player. But anyway, the idea, what you're saying is true. Let's check it out. This is the guide track, remember?
Yeah. And that guide track was kind of clunky right there. What ultimately ended up happening when we recorded it was we like let this free time open there. So, and then I did the harmonics, bring, bring, just like very gently free time. Then we placed it on a new timeline in the place that we wanted, because right here the song changes into, we were going from a 4, and it was like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 kind of in a 4 experience, into this triplet, and into like a pattern of 5 triplets. So it's like 1 2 3 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And there's that 15 again. See, I love the 15.
You know, let me just let me back up and finalize this right here, because you know what? As I look at the guide track for this section, the way we actually did it when we tracked it was we split this whole thing up into 2 separate pairs of tracks.
That's right.
So check it out. Here's the guide track. It's like a conversation, right?
That's right.
So to do that, when we did it actually for the recording, we used 2 different sets of tracks. So it sounds like this.
They can each hold out their own part.
Sustain now, yep.
Yeah, they each hold out their own part, and ultimately we replaced or added the other instrumentation, Barry as the earth or the lake, and Daniel as the sky, as the response, so that you're having that conversation between those 2 instruments as the 2 voices.
Jeez.
Of these characters in the song.
That is true. Okay, and then right at this point.
So we we changed the tempo, and I just waited for a minute. So when I recorded it, I didn't record it exactly right at the perfect moment in time when it was supposed to be in the song. I kind of just like let myself roll into it, and then we moved it to be timed in the place of the song that we wanted it to be. But we let it, while recording, we weren't worrying about that.
Okay, so in other words, what you're remembering is that when we recorded this new feel, the new tempo and the new feel, we didn't do it with the original track. We separated it, we took a break, we came back, and then we just started the tempo at the new tempo.
I think we did it on a different day. We recorded this guitar, which never, this is kind of like a no-no for me, at least in the studio process. You record the guitar one time in the day so you have the right sound and the right vibe, but we were tired that day. We had to go. Like, okay, we're gonna record the second part of the song. That's why it sounds, it's like we were like, let's do a different guitar, because like we're not gonna be married to this thing being exactly perfect. The sound has to be exactly right, because it's 2 songs smashed together. So it can be recorded on 2 days. It's fine.
Well, there you go. See? So let's hear what it sounds like with the new tempo and the new guitar pattern. So here we go to the free time, or the 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. So 15.
this new section with a different tempo and different guitar feel. 4.
So this is the rain. Clearly.
That's great. That continues on for a bit and until we get to a completely free time section, right?
That's right.
So let's hear what that sounds like as we go into it. Click track fades out.
Yeah, and then this was all played in open time. So we're not even using the guide track anymore because
Right.
our timeline has shifted. And yeah, this was played like no 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 no. This is like the lake longing for the sky, and so we wanted that longing to not have to be like connected or committed to the grid. It doesn't work on a grid. It's really about free, open, like emotive, and then slowly, and then the guide comes. Maybe I don't think the click comes back until the very end. I think this whole section may have been done without a click, or it may have. Maybe we had a click for the triplets when they come back in.
That was smooth enough. Let's do it one more time.
Let's see what it sounds like. This is the by cloud section.
Bye bye cloud. We're saying goodbye to the cloud because the cloud just goes away. Yeah, it's to a click. It's to the triplet click still. And the lake wants the cloud, but the cloud has to leave the lake. Bye bye cloud.
Yeah. That's right.
It's got other lakes to rain on. No click here, eh?
No click here
Click. This is free time.
because we had some long holds here.
That's right. And we're just holding. We're doing the best. Just doing it in
Using your guide track as the space holder.
And then now the click comes back for the very end. As a cloud. Okay, and it's the first click from the very top of the song because it's the original pattern and the original theme. And that very end was recorded without a click.
Free time, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing. That's pretty elaborate, Marya. I have to say. That's some progressive rock style.
Yo, that's some old classical guitar, like infusion right there.
I think that's what happens when you smash two songs together
That's
into
what
one.
happens, you know. You just bring a song in 15 within a song in a straight.
Do we want to look at the full Cloudburst now to see how it all...
So yeah, let's
pulled
look
together?
at how. So this was the guitar mapping of this song, and now we're gonna bring it open into the full song so we can see what other layers we added, when we added them, the sequence to the best of our memory of how we added the pieces, and you can see just how many tracks this piece took up in time and space, and visually see like, whoa, everything that went into the song. And of the songs on this record, you know, this one and probably Keep the Light On are the beefiest in terms of how many tracks. I know we were just talking about simplicity and keeping it chill and giving ourselves boundaries, and I definitely pushed those boundaries in this song because the song called for it. Having a bass, an electronic bass that you played on this, and also drums. This was the only song that we one of 3 that we added any percussion to, because I really didn't want percussion on this album except for the 3 songs that we threw that rule out for. And there was a little bit of sound design on this song and a couple others that it was an experiment for me coming out at a Sapphire of like, I want to I want to try doing some sound design. I learned so much from Joshua about sound design and how to think about sound design in that project that I just want to do like a couple little tasty layers in a few moments on. This was one of the tracks that came on.
There's some bowed chamber bowls and some shadow air. But yeah, there's just filling space. It's cool.
So after we created the track itself with the guitar, the next thing for us to do was do a better vocal. We did a better vocal scratch take. So he had me sing another scratch to the correct guitar that we were using. Then we brought in Daniel Berkman into the studio, and Daniel Berkman is an amazing kora player, and we just let him go. You know, he probably played on this song take after take after take after take for an hour, I'm guessing. And then Andy sent, and can you show the kora tracks?
Yeah, kora tracks are here in pink and purple.
In pink and purple.
And we have some phrases that were played. I think, you know, you can see the edits there. There's like lines through here that show each of the different phrases we picked. Sometimes it was just cutting out little notes, or sometimes it was taking phrases, putting them next to each other.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just like this, where he just played some beautiful stuff right away, and just we kept most of it all the way through a section. So
yeah, I mean, he basically gave me all of Daniel's tracks, and I went through and edited out 85% of it and kept he played, because Daniel played so many things, and there were a lot of moments where just Daniel went into improv magic, and then there were some moments where we honed in with him as a player and be like, learn this exact part, or do that part over and over and over, and then so it was a balance of creating parts on the spot with Daniel that he played, and then just letting him do improvisational magic that we just picked the best parts to arrange. And I brought my kind of composite to Andy, and Andy helped me recomposite it, because the way that I had done it with my technology was a little limited. So we brought in my kind of ideas of composite, recomposited it directly into Pro Tools, actually, which was a TSBS moment.
correct.
But we got the job done. And then from here, we gave it to Barry Phillips. And Barry Phillips at his home studio showed Barry's cellos.
Yeah, Barry's cellos are here. All these green tracks.
Look
right
at that.
here.
How many cellos is that?
Well, it looks like there's
10? 8? 9?
nine Arco tracks, and then another 4 pizzicato tracks.
Okay, so 13 cello tracks from Barry Phillips.
Yeah.
And Barry probably just delivered all these tracks, and we were just like, holy shit, this is crazy and awesome. I don't know. I can't remember if I went back and forth with Barry on this track. I might have gone back and forth with him before bringing his files into the project. So that's how me and Barry have worked, where he'll send me a pass. This is excellent. Try these 3 things. Make these changes. I don't like these notes. I love this. Do more of this. And then he'll send back. Usually his second version is amazing. We go with it. So something like that. He might have sent something that was perfect as is, and then we'll whittle it down. We might mute a few parts here to make the shape cohere well, but as you can see, we gave him free rein. He delivered 13 cellos, and here they are.
Yeah.
We love them.
Absolutely. So we can get a good listen to some of these. Well, first the kora. We have a couple mics on the kora. Haunting sounds, so
Gorgeous.
nice. And there's a couple where we have multiple chord tracks going together.
That's right, because the way they were layering was sounding very euphoric and inside of the cyclone storm magic.
Yeah. So that
And
was,
Barry was doing that too, kind of in there. Just play Barry's parts in there as well.
yeah.
It's all crazy
With
sauce.
Barry, we have
Yeah.
this going on.
Oh, he didn't come in until
Yeah.
after. Okay, great. Oh my gosh. I love this. interesting, and I want to just speak about this part real quick because of how their voices came together, with like Barry's like just aching here, and then Daniel this like cool lilt counter melody was so beautiful. And it was that moment in the song actually for me where I had been trying to do all of these vocal layers to like come in and do like the cloud choral bit, but like it was being, and I even brought vocals in here, and we like ended up muting them all because their dialogue musically was, I wanted those parts to bloom, and my voice was just drawing attention, and I didn't like it. Like I just didn't like how it was drawing attention. It didn't need it.
Some stuff muted here.
Yeah.
There's some stuff muted here. There's some stuff at the end.
Yeah, and we only kept the only vocal layers that I added that we kept were the chorus, the doubling of the cloudbursts.
Oh, wow, okay. Let's see if we can give a listen to that, because it sounds like that might be neat.
Like a cloudburst,
And you'll notice that the like erst is cut in these backing tracks so that we don't have the cacophony of 20 and we just kept it on the lead. That's a trick in the back end to have clean choral parts that sometimes just cut in all of the consonants at the end of those parts.
Yeah, one's enough.
So after we did the cello, then we added bass. Andy played a bass track.
Just for that section?
Yeah, I think at the very, no, it's at this, probably at the end, but in the midsection too.
Oh, yeah.
Have his cool bass line.
Yeah, some stuff.
And we added some drummies. And we added drums last, which never happens.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool when it happens.
That's both me and Andy playing separate tracks. Yes.
That's very cool.
Amazing. And then some of the sound design. Just play a little of the soundy mystic soundies.
Yeah, these were used very sparingly, but just enough to give some...
Just a little flav.
Yeah, we had some things like this.
I just wanted to have that feeling of like when the mist rain thing happens.
And there's other pieces like these that are cool. These are... Let's see how those fit in with the chora. Just a very interesting atmosphere that goes over that section that kind of fills space, you know? That's what I like about it. It fills space without getting in the way and providing a lot of information, a lot of movement. That was nice.
It was fun.
So that's kind of that, and then you've got the vocals. We listened to those. Your lead vocals, what's left?
And then we did lead at the very end, and we have a whole video of the actual day that we shot, that we performed Cloudburst live. We chose the right colors, and I think we have a live take of us doing one of the probably nine takes. Do you want to actually show them the vocal comp real quick? Can you because right now on the screen all you see is one take, but that's not.
Yeah, this is our vocal take in blue here, but this came after the hard work of going through and taking section by section. Looks like we have 5 or so takes here, 5 or so takes here, 6 or 7 takes here, and then so on and so forth until we get through the whole song.
And then plus those other ones at the bottom, those other full takes.
Oh yeah, so we probably had a couple of full takes, like you said, all the way through from start to finish. And then what we do at the end of that process is we listen.
Are those ones too down below these also the vocal take?
No, these are
Those
mixes.
Okay.
But I love the multicolor
Yeah.
comps. Those are my favorite.
The multicolor comps, so you can see which tracks got the most airplay.
Yeah.
And as always, when we're comping, we want it to sound as natural as possible. It's not about cheating. It's about finding the phrases that we love that tell a great story. And then that process is very delicate because we have to shape it. Sometimes the two pieces of a phrase that we love, each of them separately, don't work well next to each other. And so we kind of have to compromise that.
Let's just give a listen to one or two of these.
And as often as possible, we always kind of love when phrases are all pulled. Like if we're finding one phrase and it's continuing to go and it's just like that take was excellent, we like keep going with that as much as possible.
Rain falls down.
Let's listen to another one.
Rain falls down.
And another one.
Rain falls down.
Nice. Another one.
Rain falls down.
Marya wouldn't have liked that one. And then this one.
Rain falls.
Probably wouldn't have used that one either.
No.
See, here's the thing.
Which one did we end up using?
The first one I played,
Yeah.
which was take one.
Was that take one or is it take five?
No, it's take
No,
one.
it's take one. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. All those sounded very good, if passable at very least, very good at at the least two. And if you think about it, what are you looking for there? Why did you pick one over the other?
I liked the feeling of my voice in my body.
Huh?
It's all about, it was just like in my body, it felt clean, clear. It contained the softness that I liked. It made me feel gentle and tender. And I liked the shape my mouth was making with all of the vowels. And I liked the da performance. I liked the lilt. That's a hard little riff. And I think it was the cleanest on that one. It felt the most kind of relaxed and easeful, like I wasn't trying, like it was happening like a flute.
Yeah, and this is the first line of the song. You're gonna want it to be something that feels like, here we are. This is the vocal. This is the character. This is the story.
Mm-hmm.
All that's contained in the first couple seconds when somebody hears it. So it's important to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right.
Nice.
So that's that.
I mean, do you want to show, like, kind of open the screen and show the whole thing as, like, one piece just to see what we can...
Sure.
Maybe, like, yeah.
Oh, you mean you don't want to look at all 49 vocal takes? Okay, so we're going to look at the whole piece
The
here.
whole song, just, like, as, like, can we even get it all on
Can we
one page?
Can we get it? Let's pull this off. We can't get it on one, but we can get most of it.
That's nice to see. Like, yeah, that's what's going on.
Drums, and then bass and percussion, these two tracks here. Here's guitar. We had several passes because we had different sounds for different sections. So that's all the guitar. Then we had a little bit of free time guitar there. Now we get in the cora, which is multiple takes over 5 different tracks, or 6. Then we get into the cello, which is the arco cello first.
Which
And-
all has kind of one treatment on it in terms of sound treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the pizzicato cello, which I don't think we heard, but it's really cool. Let's just check it out. I like this.
There's some parts of Barry's strings that are so beautiful. It's almost hard to put anything else like in the song like he sends me arrangements sometimes and they're so beautiful, and then in the final mix you can't totally hear everything that's going on. And that's the hard thing about mixing, every like sound taking up space. Like even today we pulled up just the strings when we were playing some of Barry parts. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot all of this amazing shit he played. Like it blends into the painting, but it's like very beautiful.
Kudos for appreciating that. And also just something that's worth saying is that when you hire a session player, whether it's somebody online, but preferably if you can actually get them into a studio where you can work with them and make suggestions and hear their feedback, and you know, that moment, those are some of the most magical moments I remember as an engineer. Just seeing people's reaction when a player with that type of virtuosity and that type of sensitivity to music comes in and plays their instrument with that touch. It's like nothing else. You hear the piece unfolding in a whole new way, and I can't even, if I could count all the songwriters that were moved to tears just watching Barry in particular, but just by anybody add their touch to a song, it helps. It's the only feeling of like blossom that I have come to see that always happens. And I think there's something special about it not being you as a songwriter, right? Like if it's you doing that, of course you're moved, and of course you're excited when you capture it. But when somebody else comes in with that kind of touch and that, it's magical.
Can we find one of those places in this song with Barry's arrangement that
I don't know, maybe
that got not covered but got blended so that maybe we don't hear it as much in the final mix, but just to like pull one of these.
Sure, this is the section with all the floor toms and all the vocals going.
Why don't we just hear Bear there?
So, again, this is what we're hearing. This is the track with everything. Let's just play it with everything. Obviously a lot going on there. It's very dense, very lush, a lot of vocals, a lot of cora, really cool stuff. But Barry's part.
Can we hear that? Play that again and play it with the cora. Add the cora
Just the
there
cora
too.
and-
No, cora and Barry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Daniel and Barry together. It's so delicate. I love that.
I was going to say, just hearing Barry's part, that's a whole other song. You should start
I
harvesting
know,
some of
I
these parts for
know.
the new
I've
record.
actually thought about that. There's another part in Crossroads too, where there's one part of Barry's arrangement gets covered by the drums and the bass and the bombastic 20 layers of vocals that I then added. And I have that same experience of like, oh, this part's so pretty. I just want to make a
whole
like
thing.
weird little like, addendum piece.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, Cloudburst, here's how we just a little review. We did all the work to get the guitar map. Then we made a scratch vocal so that we could have Daniel come and play to my voice. Then we had Daniel come play. Then we sent it to Bear for their conversation. We got their conversation dialed. Then we added bass and drums. Then I sang final vocals as to sing it with everything. I also probably had already added my backup vocals either right after or before they were already in there, and the sound design was on. I think with this song I did my vocal take last, my lead vocal, and that's how Cloudburst was assembled.
It's a banger.